Caroline, it's just really interesting that now the defense is going in and honing in on Michael Cohen, telling the juries that he pled guilty to lying under oath. Why would the prosecution object to so many of these cases when they're talking about people who the prosecution already recognized were problematic witnesses? Why object to this restatement of facts?
Yeah, I don't know. And if I'm Todd Blanche, I'm really angry that the prosecution is sort of interrupting my flow. It's the one time you get sort of an uninterrupted, moments with the jury to explain your theory of the case. My guess is, we talked a lot about motions in limine, which are just pretrial motions that lay out, that predetermine what types of evidence you can get into, in the trial. Cases are won and lost in motions in limine. We've been talking about these arguments over the Access Hollywood tape and things of that nature, what you can and cannot say. So it sounds like the prosecutors are making objections to areas and realms in which the defense may be going into that has already been prohibited by the judge, or making arguments that they haven't previewed for the prosecutors so that they sort of have a fair fight. So, I don't know the specifics, but it sounds like that could be the issue.
I think you're onto something there, because I'm looking at just some additional information coming from our Katie Fang, who is also among those who are able to see the proceedings as they're taking place. And she says that her understanding is that this could have to do with what the judge had previously ruled about being able to go to attorney-client privilege as an argument. So they bring up that there were multiple lawyers, Maya, that were involved in these payments, suggesting that Trump was just following advice of his lawyers.
Well, and Donald Trump refused to waive attorney-client privilege. So you can understand that the prosecutor saying, wait, we don't have any ability to challenge what your client wouldn't waive, and now you're putting in before a jury essentially a kind of defense without it being subject to real testing in a court before the jurors. And so I can kind of understand why this would become one that they would object to. I think getting the fact that the judge has sustained too also tells us something. This is Judge Timadayo had said up at the beginning of this, has been very, very, very moderate in the sense of ensuring that this judge is being fair to both sides of this case. And we've seen this judge split the difference. Sustaining two objections in a row tells us that the judge is concerned, too.
And as a prosecutor, Timadayo, what is your calculus about whether or not to jump in? Because you don't know how that's going to be perceived by the jury.
I think you do know how it's going to proceed, but you do have a presumption about how defense counsel is going to try this case. And if I'm the prosecutor here, I expect defense counsel to reflect the client they have, which means they're not going to be playing within the rules the entire way, which means they're going to be more aggressive, which means they're going to go on the offensive to paint this narrative that may not always be tied to the facts and the law. So if I'm a prosecutor coming in there, I'm probably on high alert, because if, like you said, Caroline, once a jury hears something, it's kind of done in a way. You can give a curative instruction. It doesn't take it out of their heads. So you have to be both priming yourself to jump up and getting the judge as well. Because it's small things now. In 2 weeks, it could be the defense doing something a lot larger, and you want the judge ready to basically smack them down by priming him again and again that these folks are not following your rules, and it's time to hold them to account.
Hey, everyone. MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.